What's good? I'm Jamil Park, and this is YSM Sports Media. Uh, Got to talk about it. It's the fight that's on everybody's minds. Fury versus Wilder 3, and it definitely didn't end the way that we thought it would. Well, the way that I thought it would. Some people prediction was dead on. Um, it was a great fight, filled with a lot of action, but Tyson Fury was victorious. Tyson Fury proved that he's had him shoulders better than any other heavyweight. But Alexander Usyk is still around, so we got to see that fight. But AJ and Wilder have faltered where Tyson Fury had. Got to give props where props. He stopped Deontay Wilder twice in a row. So um, you hear a lot of people talking about the slow count and the weight. He won. He won. There's slow counts in boxing. There are. And was it a little slow? Yeah. It wasn't like drastically slow, but it wasn't fast and it wasn't on point. But you got to get that man his props. And you are supposed to go to the neutral corner. So that is a rule in boxing. And the ref can implement that whenever he wants. So Deontay Wilder scored 2 knockdowns. Tyson scored 4, won the fight. So you let me know in the comments, where does this rank for the heavyweight fights that you've seen? Is this the best? Is it one of the best? Or is it just on par? Because in this era, for me, it's been the greatest heavyweight fight. Now, we're waiting for our special guest to join us, my man Rob Acosta, strength and conditioning coach. And he's going to break down exactly why Wilder lost. And I know everybody has their own theories, like, oh, he can't box, oh, he's a bum, and this and that. Like, yo, you don't be an Olympic medalist, world champion, and be a bum, right? He's been elite on every level of boxing. Every level of boxing. Understand that. He's a national champion, Golden Glove winner. He's a Olympic bronze medalist, and he's been a world champion. No, he's awkward. He doesn't do things conventionally, but you can't say that man is a bum. He's been elite. Tyson Fury just might be the perfect storm as far as a boxer in the heavyweight division. I mean, he's big, he's quick. Now all of a sudden he has power. Like he has a chin. And he has a chin. And he has heart. Like he could have packed it in that 4th round. He didn't. He showed heart. He showed grit. Got to get that man his props. But as far as the fight that I want to see next, obviously we're gonna get Usyk versus AJ again. But I want to see Frank Sanchez versus Usyk. Like, if Tyson Fury decides to just pack it in after this, because we know Tyson Fury can get flaky, and if he doesn't see a big fish out there, he never was too keen on fighting Usyk, and I don't think undisputed matters to him because technically he is undisputed. He's never lost any belt in the ring, and he's had all 4 belts. So he may see it as, I don't got to go chasing anybody. So he may go right off into the sunset. So if he goes rise off in the sunset, and mind you, to me, he has nothing else to prove. I mean, I would like to see him in the ring with Joshua. Hopefully Joshua wins. I would like to see him in the ring with Usyk, maybe a Dillian White, but ultimately, like, he took down the big fish. And he took him down in emphatic fashion. So, yeah. Gotta give him his props. But you let me know in the comments, who do you want to see Tyson Fury fight next, and who wins if he fights Alexander Usyk? Let me check these. The man says Wilder is a bum and did everything wrong. Come on, bro. All right. My man AJ says Wilder ain't no bum. Why do you get in the ring with him? But this is crazy. Like, yeah, I don't like the bum talk. Yeah, I'm really not with that. He's great. Like, He's not a technical fighter. He's a puncher. And we've seen a list of punchers like him throughout history. You got your Max Bears, you got your what's the dude's name? Ricardo Mayorga. Dudes that are really, really awkward, but they just can bang. And he can bang. And when you can bang in the heavyweight division, you're going to have success. You're going to have success, man. He's tall, long, athletic. And outside of these fights with Tyson Fury, I never really saw Deontay Wilder tired. I never really seen him gassed. So, there's a couple of things that he probably should have did differently. And I'm going to let my man Rob, I'm going to let him touch on that. But from what I saw, he didn't stick to the game plan for the most part. The game plan looked like it was working well in the first round, but he didn't stick with it. Man 201 says it's because of the weight. After the first Ortiz fight, he's totally different. No head movement and no more footwork. 201, right? His defense sucks. Wilder doesn't know how to catch shots. His defense is go back in a straight line and lean his head back. Now that works against smaller fighters, like he was fighting your Artur Spilkas, your Bermane Steverns. You can get away with that. But with the taller fighter, they can still touch you, even with your head straight back. You're going back on the rope, straight back. Tyson Fury can still get to you. He's 6'9". He can still get to you. And that's why you saw him laying them right hands at will. Look at the first round from during Ortiz. He needs to be lighter. I thought the reason why he gained weight is because he was going to try to walk Fury down and get into the trenches. But he abandoned that. He abandoned that. My man Eliezel says, I'm ready for Coach Rob's breakdown. Like, he'll be here in a minute. He had to make a phone call real fast. Salute to you, Chris. It's my guy, one of the best trainers in Philly. My man Chris Casey. We have the Alchemist about to join us.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Strength and conditioning extraordinaire. Also boxing trainer, Rob Acosta. What's good, Rob?
What's up, bro?
Oh, man, I'm chilling, man. People in the comments is waiting to hear.
I can't see the comments enough, and I don't know how this stuff works.
All right,
I'm old, bro.
I'm gonna put it on the screen, right?
That's my man Eli. Good dude. What's up, bro? He uses head movement and his legs.
All right, Rob. So tell me, what mistakes did Deontay Wilder make in camp? Let's not even go to the fight. Let's start in camp. What did you see?
Go right into camp?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly what he did in camp himself, but I know that there was some sort of kind of like thing he said that he benches like 350. So he was basically willing to get Fury off of him. So I mean, you could tell that off of that by itself, he was probably lifting heavy, and then he felt all sluggish. And if that's the route that they went, then I don't think that was a good idea to do. I mean, he had good results on the first one. I don't think adding on that much weight should have been, something that he had as part of his plan.
Why is heavy weights such a detriment to boxers?
Why is what?
Why is like lifting heavy weights such a detriment to boxers?
Well, the thing is like, you gotta be really cautious when you're lifting. I mean, it's not like it's against the rule or anything, but what you will want to do is, if you're gonna lift, I will go lightweight and then high reps. or you can do anything where it's involving like the pyramid routine, where it's kind of like you're working from 1 to 10 or 1 to 15, and then 15 back down using the same reps. So it's building more of a
Mm.
muscular endurance rather than lifting heavy and putting on weight, and then getting ready for a competitive fight. That's, if your body's not used to it, you may not do as well as you think, because you're just not, your body's not used to that type of weight to carry.
I saw you on Jaron Ennis's YouTube channel, and you were hitting him with the massage gun. You were talking about the lactic acid. It seems like heavy muscular guys get tired in fights going into the later rounds. Is that the reason? Because of the lactic acid?
No, not necessarily, man. I mean, see, the thing is, when Boots is a hard worker, and he does really well with basically, a lot of his training, and his team, his dad and L and everyone else, they do a great job with game planning, and all credit goes to the type of camps that they design for him. But he's when he goes into strength and conditioning, or he does something a little bit different on the exercises, he tends to be sore. So that's not much that where one session of the massage gun is going to knock it out. It doesn't happen that way, but it does relieve a lot of the tightness, a lot of the soreness, and going from there. And then, of course, we add that along with some stretching and many other stuff, where he can still feel more relaxed. I mean, he's still going to be sore, but he's not going to be as sore as if, he did a killer workout and then his whole body is now tense up. So then that kind of restriction from like sparring and things like that.
Now, I noticed that the bigger punchers aren't really the muscular guys. They're like the skinny dudes and all that. Why?
Well, I mean, you could be born with that type of power, man. You know what I mean? Like there's physical strength where you're just strong, but you don't have punch and power. And then you got other types of situations where, you just got punch and power and you don't look strong at all, but you're actually still strong. You got that pop to you. Kind of look like Bruce Lee.
Mm.
You know what I mean? He was what, 135? The highest he's ever gotten was like 165, and he was knocking dudes clean out with one hits. You know what I mean? One kicks, whatever it was. But it all depends, man. You know what I'm saying? So look at Crawford. Crawford's not a really muscular build guy, but he could punch.
Mm. All right, so if you were in charge of Deontay Wilder's camp in preparation to Tyson Fury, I think he had like a year and a half.
Yeah.
What would you have done, or what would you have implemented?
In all honesty, I will go after his legs first. A lot of people don't focus on the legs, man. They like the upper body look. They got the
Mm.
nice little square abs looking like raviolis. You know what I mean? And then you got the upper torso and the shoulders and shit. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't focus on the legs really. They don't focus on the hamstrings, the quads, the calves. They don't work on their stability, and how they can shift the weight balance from one end to the other. So it's I would do more of his legs, and then work my way up to a lot more other things that he was weak in. Maybe like maybe his core, maybe his balance, maybe his equilibrium, maybe his hand-eye coordination. All that stuff plays in a part, man. It's not just strength and condition. It's not just one of those things where you know you join the camp and I tell you to do this and I tell you to do that and boom, that's it, that's done. Now it's overall a universal um, amount of things that you have to improve on a person, not just one or two things. Yeah, she
I think
funny.
they get you.
Yeah, that's funny.
How long does it take you to implement exactly what you want, like for you to see results? Because I know you said it's not just one camp.
Um, well, no, it won't be done in one camp. It has to be done in numerous camps. So it's not like you know, you get hired from one camp, and it's at, however, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks, and then expect to see a drastic change. No, it doesn't work like that. It's more like 1, 2, 3 fights in, then you start seeing progress. And then the physical change can happen a lot sooner. But again, it all depends on the person. You got a person that's like really lean, and it's
Mm,
really easy to get them looking ripped up and everything. Then you got guys that have that De La Hoya Miguel Cotto look, where they strong but they don't look ripped up. So it's a
mm.
difference.
All right. Want to send a shout out to Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment for that super chat. Appreciate you. Anybody, if you got questions, put them in the comments. Coach Rob will answer them. Anything about strength and conditioning, anything about Wilder, boxing, whole nine, man. He's here for y'all.
What do you think?
All right. So Jay says, Wilder does run from? He needs to put running and jogging in his regimen. Oh, he doesn't run. Yeah. Word is
So
Wilder
said
doesn't
he
do
doesn't.
road work.
Oh, he
Yeah.
doesn't run.
Now, what's
I
your thoughts
mean,
about that?
you gotta run, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys, bro, they're so into the whole new school type of style
Mm,
where they abandon a lot of basics, they abandon a lot of other things, and they just try to look flashy for whatever reason they're trying to do. And then sometimes that even bleeds into, the training aspect at high levels like that. You know what I mean? Like, well, for Wilder not to run, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? You're a heavyweight, and to be quite honest, heavyweights gas out faster more than any other division in the sport. So he should have been
mm.
running. I don't care if it was just 3 miles. You gotta run. You know what I mean? Add some sprints into it if you're not gonna really take it to high end levels, but do some hill training, do some sprints, do something.
Okay, another question. My man Johnny Cruz. If you were Caleb Plant's trainer, what game plan would you draw up to beat Canelo?
For Canelo,
Yeah,
you mean as far as conditioning is concerned?
I remember you're a boxing trainer
Um,
too, so you gotta answer both sides.
I mean, in all honesty, man, that's a tough opponent to get ready for. Not to say that it's not doable. It's really doable, but you will have to try to find some abilities that I know can give Canelo problems. So like he struggles a lot with speed fighters that lets their hands go in volumes and boxes really well, which is why, he was kind of getting he got outboxed by Floyd, and then Amir Khan wasn't doing that bad. I mean, I know it's Amir Khan, and I know he got knocked out. Yeah, I know all that. But he landed nice volume of shots without it nothing returning. Like he couldn't really find his groove until he found his timing. Then once Canelo got his timing down, he started picking them apart. You know what I mean? Even back then, when Pooh's brother Pooh, when he boxed Canelo, and it's on the and this videos is on YouTube, like you could tell with Pooh falling back on a lot of shots, he was just beating him to the punch every single time because he's just that fast. So it would be more or less for a lot of speed and a lot of legs, so he can have his movements to not slow down. So however way he performs in the first round, I would try to get him to perform the same way he can in the first and the second. I mean, in the 12th. So straight through, a lot of volumes. He got to have the endurance for it. He got to have the lung capacity for it. It's a lot. You know what I mean? That's what I would do.
My man Leon Robinson says Khan was getting in his ass till he got cracked. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So he kind of was. I mean, kind of small compared to Canelo, but regardless of what people may downplay Khan was a fast dude, man. Like if you didn't know how to box or fight and Khan was in there, Khan will do something to you, man. You know what I mean? So it's you can't downplay these guys, bro. Like a lot of people, they call people bums and all kind of stuff, and that's not cool. It's not right, because it takes a lot to get in there, and regardless of the outcome, yeah, we know that Canelo landed a serious shot and could have hurt Khan in were way more ways, but looking at the without the knockout and the weight differential of divisions, Khan was doing not, he wasn't doing bad. He wasn't doing bad at all. He just got caught.
Yo, that was a shot, though.
Yeah, it was
That was
nasty.
worse than that Danny shot that hit the neck.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when Danny caught him in between shots. You know what I
My,
mean?
my man Johnny has another question. How do you a bull type fighter if you're feather fisted?
Well, I mean, if you can't punch, the best way to really describe something like that is the way Paul Malignaggi fought. You know what I mean? Paul Malignaggi wasn't a big puncher, but he can outbox you. So it's not so much of keeping somebody off of you. I mean, I know that it's a bully and he's gonna come straight forward and he's gonna land a lot of heavy shots, and you can't be there for them type of shots. Well, you can't get hit clean for those type of shots, rather. And when you do get into certain situations within the ring and you're in the corner and you're on the ropes or whatever, you don't want to you want to be smart. You don't want to trade punches, because obviously he can take yours, but can you take his? You don't even want to find that out. So it would be more or less of a lot of explosive type of rhythm type of drills where you can go in, let a couple go, and then try to get out of there. A lot of hands up, you know, keeping a fast eye moving. Because once you see shots coming, combinations, they're coming in such high speed. You got to be ready for that type of stuff. So if he's not there to really land them, especially if he's a set fighter, like if he's a bully, but he has to set to throw, you can get in and out, in and out, in and out. It'll be really boring, but you walk out of there possibly with a victory and no damage done.
My man Chris Casey says I got Plant winning. Okay, Chris. Wow,
Yeah, listen,
I'm having,
you know what, bro? It's possible. It's possible. I didn't know Plant was that much bigger than Canelo when they went face to face, man. Like he a big dude.
yeah, he's a little bit
So
bigger than me.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, Plant got great boxing ability, man. Like he's not the average type of guy in that division where he's like limited. Like he has a lot of tools where if you take one tool out, he has numerous other tools where he can be effective still. He got a great shot, man. It's just Canelo got good timing. So if he can time him, can Plant take one of those shots? Because once he finds that timing and that rhythm, that's when the fight can change. Plus, Canelo got great feints, man.
Yeah. You know who he reminds me of? He's like a
Huh?
Mexican James Tony.
A Mexican Jameson because his defense and all that stuff.
Yeah, he stays in if you he stays in a pocket and makes you miss without getting out of position.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he has good range. Like he knows he's a master of range. He knows how to find that range and drop the shot whenever and he get full potential off that shot.
My man JR, big up the YSM and Rob.
Yo, what's
Salute to
up,
you,
bro?
Jay. My man Ron Benson.
Hey Ron, cut that
Now
out,
that you
bro.
know what you're talking about. What's up, Ron?
That's my brother right there, man.
My man Osa Millie, that gotta be my man Jali. Um, my man JR says playing at 6'1", probably walks around at 190, 195. Sheesh. It's a big dude.
That's big, man. I'm curious to see what Canelo walk around at. I don't got Canelo walking around high though.
You don't think what, like
Nah,
180?
I don't think he walking around that
Oh
high.
no, he really muscular now. My man, 100, eye tuber. Canelo's gonna wreck that bum. Plant sucks. Come on, bro. You can't become a world champion and suck.
I'm not talking to him.
My man, Ron Benson, love y'all. Love you
Yo, all
too,
right,
Ron.
bro.
That's my
Love you
guy.
too, bro. That's my guy.
All right, my man, Eli. What should be the approach fighting someone you have fought twice? How much of your original fight tendencies do you change? All right,
Say it one more time, bro. I can't read this shit. I need context or something.
blind. All right, what should be the approach to fighting someone you have fought twice already?
Uh-huh.
How much of your original fighting tendencies do you change?
Well, I mean, he's obviously talking about the Wilder and Fury. Um, that's something where he should be looking at his biggest mistakes in both of those fights, and then try to come up with a solid game plan between both. And then, from an outsider looking in, he didn't go to the body that much in the first two at all, if any. And even though he went to the body well in this one, he stopped going there. He would throw one or two shots. The jab was effective. The right hand to the body was also effective, but he didn't capitalize on many other tools when he was in the inside. Like he didn't pivot over. He didn't shift. He didn't work the each side of the ribs. He didn't go, aiming for the liver. He didn't do none of that stuff, man. It's like he was taught only the jab to the body, the right hand to the body, and that was it. And I know that's not what Malik taught him. I know he had more behind it, but you know, to better prep against someone that you fought twice already, it's kind of like you should be even more comfortable at this point.
Mm,
You already know what he is. You already know what the power is. You already know what the weight is like. You already know the speed. So it's all about adjusting a lot of your bad habits and really weak points of your boxing, and then improve it and go back and try to get one step ahead of the person. Really.
okay. My man, pound for pound says, what should a muscular heavyweight like AJ do to increase stamina against a fighter like Usyk?
Um, you know what, man? I just don't think that, like, AJ, he kind of guinea pigs a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he was heavy when he fought Ruiz. It didn't work out. So then he lost the weight and he actually outboxed him, even though he got caught up in a lot of trades. And his corner was like, no, don't trade with him, just box. And he did well. But let's put a pause on it and see if we can try to compare. Can really compare an opponent from Ruiz to Usyk? No, you know what I mean. So I think that AJ just didn't expect him to be that skilled. Him going up to heavyweight, him going up to his hometown. He didn't think it was going to be that much of a difficult fight. You know what I mean? So I think that for a guy like AJ, he should have worked more on boxing technique rather than his conditioning. You know what I mean? Like he should have really focused on specific things, knowing Usyk and what he brings to the table. He's not like an out of shape dude. He really isn't. He's just strong. He's just husky. But that's his thing. But if he can come down in a solid, decent weight and still be a real elusive and have the endurance to go all 12, then you're already ahead of the game. It's more or less of the boxing at this point.
Okay. My man, Johnny Cruz, which is more important in your gym, offense or defense? I know the answer to this question.
Say what would you say, Mel?
Which is more important in your gym, offense or defense?
Yeah, we big on defense, man. It's all credit goes to Bo on that one. You know what I mean? Bo's really big on defense and the knowledge that he shares into the gym, and um the type of style that he brings to the table for everybody to improve, not to take punishment, is priceless, man. So defense is very, very important because if you don't get hit, you don't get hurt. But it's boxing, you got to hit and not get hit. So even though it sounds like it's a 50-50, offense helps you win the fights, and you can be so defensive and still lose. You know what I mean? But a lot of coaches don't teach defense. So if your question is relating to the gym where we're at, it's more of defense, and then coming right back from your defensive, your defense, your defense. So if you're catching shots, come back. Don't just catch, and then not do nothing. And which is very common. You know what I mean? It happens a lot because your only instinct is to like catch, and then you don't come back with shots. So that's something that's got to be repetitive. But offense wins you the fight.
My man Jalik the leader said, besides running and sparring, what's the best way to build endurance?
Now, what type of endurance we talking about, champ? Like, are we talking, for your muscular endurance or cardio endurance? Like, what are we saying? Like, and if you're saying besides running and sparring, so I'm assuming you're talking about like your wind, your gas, right? So the best way to really help you for a person besides running and sparring is hit the bag, shadow box, and train as if you were fighting in a realistic situation. So if you're going shadow box throwing fast. If you're going to slip, move, do it quick. Don't try to take your time. It's different if you just taking your time working on stuff and you rolling, you catching and stuff like that, and you just trying to pick your shots. But if you're trying to really build it, don't be afraid to get tired. And that's one thing that's common in most gyms where guys are afraid to get tired in the gym for whatever reason they have, and then they wonder why they get tired when they're sparring or actually fighting. So it would be more of whatever you're doing. Say, let's just subtract sparring and running from the equation. I would say shadow box and hit the bag in realistic speed. So if you're going to throw a jab, shoot that jab. Shoot that jab to the body. Shoot it, come up, come back, catch, come right hand. You know what I mean? Like little stuff like that. Do it in reality. So that way you can actually develop your lung capacity and you can know how to breathe when you're throwing shots. You can know how to breathe when you're absorbing punches and stuff like that. That's what I would do.
JR says, yeah, not at 5'9". Don't think he's that high. I think he's talking about Canelo.
Yeah, he's talking about the weight.
Yeah. Look at who he's fought. He was getting pieced up by Uzgadagi. I mean, he still won that fight, though. Still won that fight. My man AJ says Fury needs to be banned in US. He cheated more than once. Yeah, but he's not the only fighter that's ever cheated more than once. So I think um as far as like the allegations go, the honestly who I blame, Rob, is I blame Deontay Wilder's team in the second fight.
Mhm.
If you know a guy's a dirty fighter, if you know he does certain tactics, you got to be prepared for that. And
Mhm.
I've heard y'all talking to Jim and other gyms in Philly. Y'all very cognizant of things fighters do and certain tendencies and
Yeah.
so forth. So his team didn't and was very negligent, and you get what comes with that.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what he's trying to say by he cheated more than once in one sense. Like, tell me how he cheated in ways where he physically got caught or proven that he was cheating. Because if that's the case, we can name so many fighters
Uh,
that are in the same type of topic. Like we're in the same topic here. There's a lot of people, and then let's expand it a little bit. Let's talk about MMA. Let's talk about you know certain other things that we can go deep. How far the rabbit hole go on this one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like how far you want to take that.
The two times that I know he definitively cheated. Christian Hammer, he cut the the thumb.
Hmm.
There's like strap that go. He cut that.
Yeah.
All right, and then testing positive for PEDs. So those are the two times I know he cheated. Anything after that is speculation. Do I believe Fury's a dirty fighter and be on some funny shit? Yeah, but he's not the only guy.
Yeah, he's not.
Bernard
But
Hopkins is a dirty fighter. Roberto
you
Duran
know
is a
what's
dirty
crazy,
fighter.
bro? Fury's not a favorite that compared to Wilder.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So most people, they're gonna find a way to excuse a loss. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Wilder even didn't. He lost the second fight, and what he blame it on, man? He blamed it on his coach. His coach saved his life. You know what I mean? He blamed it on his coach. He blamed it on the heavy gear coming out. Not, so you mean to tell me you put on that outfit? That was your first time putting on that outfit? Like you didn't put on the outfit when you first got it. Amazon dropped that joint off, and then you just didn't put it on. You just looked at it and said, "All right, this is what I'm wearing." Like, no, you probably turned it on. You probably put it on. You probably made the kinks work, see how it felt, and then you did it. You know what I mean? But then he did all that, and like Fury said, you did all that, and you still got a new team. You got everything new. He was already in his head. So was he just in his head, or are you just gonna come up with an excuse of many other, reasons of why you lost? That's for the second fight. I'm not talking about the third.
yeah. All right. For my man Lucas says Fury never cheated. You can't accept defeat, weak man.
Yeah, but you
Um,
know what too? Um, I've said this a few times. You got guys that reach a high level competitiveness in the sport, and they never will ever picture themselves ever losing. There's
mm,
nothing wrong with that. As a fighter, you're gonna think in your mind, no one can beat me. I'm the greatest. It's rightfully so. You should feel that way, right? But then you got that one incident where you get hurt and you get knocked out. First comes the excuse, then comes the thought process of being like, now you're afraid to get hit with certain shots. Then you become cautious. Now it's starting to change your abilities to what you can really perform instead of just accepting it and then moving forward. Most fighters can't take a loss, and then they go in and it gets in their head and they don't ever bounce back. And I think that's going to be Wilder's case at this point. If Floyd would have ever lost, it would have been insane, because in his mind he's the GOAT, which, right, he earned that right.
mm.
But if he would have had ever lose, imagine if he would have lost to Jake Paul, bro.
Logan Paul.
I
Yo,
mean, yeah, yeah. Just imagine the shit that would have came out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all know Floyd was going to beat the brakes off of the bull. We all knew that Conor McGregor had no chance ever to beat him. But just imagine what would have been said.
hey Rob, this is the thing. I've People want to single Wilder out for excuses, right?
Mm,
I've heard George Foreman make excuses, and whether you call them reasons or excuses, I've heard George Foreman say somebody spiked his water. I've heard Vlad said the reason why he lost is because the trainer massaged his legs and basically he lost his legs. Like there's been numerous guys. Pac-Man said the reason why he lost to Morales is because of the pre-fight testing with the needle.
yeah,
So like Wilder isn't the only dude. This is something that fighters do, like you said.
yeah. It's crazy too, because anything that they add new into their camp, that's what they blame it on.
Mm,
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
So if it's like you massaging somebody's legs and that's the first time you do it and you lost, of course that's new. That's the only thing you're gonna blame. So if there's something new that gets joined into a camp and it's effective during camp, but then it doesn't work in the fight, of course it's new. It's the easiest thing to blame. Whatever new person comes in or whatever new regimen you put together, it's the most easiest thing to blame.
all right, let me get to this comment. Fury beat the dog shit out of Wilder. Everybody knew Wilder not built like that, but they kept gassing him up. Hey, Fury got the W. You got to respect it, but at the same time, Wilder's an Olympian. Sorry, a medalist and a world champion, so he is built like that. Just Tyson Fury is a better fighter.
You
So
know
no
what,
doubt.
man? Just to comment on that, bro. Like Wilder, Wilder may not have the greatest skill, but he was blessed with a crazy ass amount of power. And most of his fights, he didn't get the 42. No, what was it? He didn't get to really 42 wins by no reason. He putting dudes down. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's weird because as soon as you touch them, they're falling. So he was blessed with something. You know what I mean? But was he blessed with other skills? Probably not. But that doesn't mean he was built like that. You know what I mean? I definitely think that he's going to go down in history as a really great heavyweight champion. You know what I mean? He was reigning champ for a while.
Oh shit, Rob. We got a ton of comments, Rob. God,
Yeah.
Rob. Oh man. All right, we gotta get to these, bro. We got it's
All right,
about.
go ahead. Just run through them.
All
I'll,
right,
I'll just
so
I'll just be cautious on all that other stuff.
Yoka versus Fury. Come on, dude. Yokozuna versus Fury. Come on, man. All right. Um, Fury don't know how to fight fair. That's facts. I mean, bro, like, yeah, he's a dirty fighter, but there are other great fighters that are dirty. Like, it is what it is. Get dirty back. That's the first rule of boxing. Usyk dominated the spacing and foot positioning. He got his lead foot on the outside so that if he was in trouble, he could use that lead foot to get out of the line of
Yeah,
vision. True. To spar. Um, I don't know what that means. Jalith the leader, cardio. That was
yeah.
based
So
off of
basically, well, that's what I'm saying. Who's that? Jalik?
yeah.
Yeah, Jalik. Like that. That's what I would do then. Just train yourself as if you were actually in the moment, and then that way you can also help build a lot of stuff.
GM, he lost because he's unfit and can't fight. Yo, we having a real boxing conversation. Come on, yo.
That's funny. Yo, they tearing him
All right.
up.
Brooklyn Way, Wilder lost because his legs is too skinny. I mean, he definitely needs to.
His
He
legs was
definitely.
little, man. Them Jones look like pretzel sticks. Is this real?
What? Wilder
Is
was
that a
drugged
real
again.
real comment there?
Yeah, that's a real comment, bro.
I'm not. I'm not.
Wilder, Wilder was drugged again. He
I'm
was
not.
a
I'm not
zombie out
entertaining.
there. Now he gassed out, yo. He gassed out. He's throwing heavy shots. He gassed out. Um, shit. Here we go. My man GM Wilder's never done cardio. That's why he gassed out. Boxers should get up at 5 a.m. and run from being a kid for 20 years. All right, Deontay looked to be going downhill towards the end of the third round. He didn't do anything he did in the first two rounds.
Nah, I disagree, man. I think he was doing well in the first round. Um, honestly, I think Wilder. I'm not gonna say about Malik Shot, just Wilder. I think Wilder's intention was that he was going to try to knock Fury out early. So he came out blazing like the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Like he just came out hard the whole time. But it's 12 rounds. You know what I mean? If he would have kept up going to the body, he would have slowed Fury down. Fury wasn't even performing that great for real, because he was 277. So he probably hydrated up to like what, 280 something or whatever. He probably 80, he did whatever. He probably was like around 280 something. So he could have went to the body a lot more and slowed his ass down, but he didn't. I think in his mind he was gonna do something else.
My man DSV, thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate the love. Pac-Man, take the test. That's all Floyd wanted.
Yo, but you know what though? Who's that?
DSV Co.
Listen. So here's the thing. Back then, a lot of people were probably on some shit, and it wasn't as detectable as it is now. You know, the technology is a lot more advanced than it was back then. But in reality, you know, not taking nothing away from Manny Pacquiao, I am a fan of Manny Pacquiao. I think he was a great champion for many, many years, and I think he's phenomenal. Definitely a future Hall of Famer. But I think it's odd how he can come from 105, 109, 112, whatever weight he came, he started off at, worked all the way up to 147, and he's knocking dudes out clean. And you got guys like Shane Mosley saying, "I never been hit that hard." So that's odd to me. Like it's really odd to me. But the only thing is, I don't think Manny intentionally knew if he was taking anything that he knew. So you got his guy, whoever was part of his team, you know, give him a shitload of vitamins and say, "Here, take this." Of course, Manny looks like a person that he trusts a lot of people. So if you in the camp and he trusts you because you give him good results, he probably like, "All right, give me that and take it." He probably not questioning nothing. He was probably just taking shit he didn't even know, which is why the leg cramps was happening, or a lot of other things was going on, and he probably didn't know. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Want to send a shout out to my man Samir. Blessing to the bros. Thank you for the $5 super chat, bro. I really appreciate it. Much love to you. Get to the rest of these comments, man. We are behind. Sheesh. My man Bryce Horton, this boost strength and conditioning coach. Get that man with Wilder ASAP. That's what I'm saying. I blame
Hey,
yo
listen, Bryce.
when I first seen
Listen,
Rob after
bro.
this fight. What did I say to you, Rob?
Yeah, Bryce. Listen, man. I appreciate the love, bro. Um, you know, everybody time is coming. Well, what people don't know is that I've been doing this for a really, really, really long time. It's just I took a break from the sport for a while due to some other issues and got into car accidents and stuff. But my first fighter that I had, who I got him ready for a world title fight, was Lawan. He was out of Philadelphia. His name was Lawan Simon, and I got him ready for Arthur Abraham, and he fought him in his own hometown. And he didn't get us out. He didn't win, but he didn't get tired. He said he came back and he said, "Yo, I wasn't tired. I was in great shape. It just wasn't my night." Fair enough.
All right, so also relax when you're in the ring. In that trench state of mind that saves energy, many boxers tense up. I feel you. Fake ass name. All the greats throughout history have done serious road work for years during their camp. You can see Wilder has it. I also agree. This one comment, it's a racial comment. I ain't even getting into that.
What do you say? You
If
don't know.
Wilder, if Wilder
I
fought a
just saw the
black guy,
Chappelle's. I just saw the Chappelle stand up, man. I need to see this. If Wilder fought a black guy, nobody would have anything to say. He would have accepted his L. It's obvious. Wait, hold on. So, so what about when other fighters like James Toney was caught
yeah.
cheating? You don't got any objection to it, or you know don't make it a black and white thing or whatever the case is. Like Fury was the better boxer, hands down. Nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
My man Jalik Leader, what techniques or strategies do you use to prevent your fighters from being overtrained? That's a good one.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Overtrain is very common, man. Very common. And it's probably the one of the only things that can seriously easily happen out of during a whole camp. And it's because a fighter's a fighter, so he gonna give it his all no matter what. But fighters in reality don't know when to chill. So they're gonna continue to push it over and over and over and over until the point that their body gets to that one little bit of rest period, and then boom, they crash. That's when you see it. So a good tip that I can give everyone is, once you create a momentum during training, keep that momentum. Don't die off. Because the minute you die it off, that's when your body becomes all lethargic, and then now you're looking all sluggish, and then you start blaming it on the weight drain and everything else. Now, there's a difference, because I've seen high elite fighters, especially in numerous gyms, that they're like, damn, this weight coming off, I feel sluggish. Yeah, that's so possibly true. That can absolutely happen. But it's different when you don't have the proper recovery, and then now you're going to remain sluggish. You know what I'm saying? I've seen fighters cut down 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds in one gym session, and then they looking all tired, their face all droopy. But as soon as they drink water, they all elevated. A lot of guys don't even eat while training. They go home after they lost them weight, and then they don't eat. So yes, I mean, being overtrained is just a series of numerous amounts of things.
My man B Red Boxing, exactly. I'm even not a fan of jogging. You got to shadow box, move constantly, fast for the rounds you're preparing for. If you always move with correct footwork nonstop, that's the muscle mass you need. I got another one. Fury has been in the game since birth. When did Wilder pick up a glove? That's the answer. Fury is not cheating at all. G, he gassed in round four, for fuck's sake. Tyson only trained for 3 weeks, and he was in a park near where I live training with his dad because his kids was in the hospital and he was sleeping on the floor.
See, that's deep. If that's a true fact, man, that's deep, man. But listen, bro, you got a guy like Wilder. Wilder got some issues going on personally with his daughter and all that other stuff. So a lot of things come into play, man. You know what I mean? You don't know what going through a fighter's mind during the whole camp. Shit could be hitting the fan for real, and you won't ever know.
Being the shorter guy for the first time, Wilder was not prepared for the nervous energy that requires. I mean, I'm going to say that I didn't think that Wilder is used to being a shorter man. He's 6'7". So how many dudes you going to see that's bigger than 6'7" in boxing? This ain't the NBA. Trying to give you another question. I see it's a lot of shit talking. All right, my man said Dave. Oh, bro, appreciate the super chat. European are way tougher than white Americans, and Africans are tougher than African Americans. European and Africans dominate combat sports. Nah, I don't agree with that.
Who said that?
There is no, there isn't anybody like any singular race that's tougher than another race. These men are individuals. Now, if you want to tell me that some that based off of where you come from, generally like okay, black fighters are quicker and more elusive than Mexican fighters. And Mexican fighters tend to be like have real sturdy chins, good work rates with good power. Yeah, but nobody's better than nobody or tougher than nobody because of race, man.
That was stupid.
If you go to the distance with Deontay Wilder, chances are you're going to win. He's not a boxer. If he can't knock you out, he can't win. Those are just the facts. I mean, he beat Bermane Stiverne by decision, though.
Yeah, but that was one.
Ooh, this is a good one. Wilder's a better puncher than Shavers. I mean, it's debatable. It's a conversation. It's a conversation. It's definitely a conversation. All right, yo, we looking for questions for Rob Acosta. Get them questions out. Though, Rob, tell them the one things that you will not discuss. Though
I'm sorry.
I said, tell them the things that you will not discuss. Though.
I'm not going to discuss anything currently going on in camp. I can just say that it's going well. Um, just be tuned in for October 30th on Showtime, Las Vegas, and watch an amazing performance. Another statement will be made by the Boogeyman.
You're
The
fighting
only thing I'm gonna
Thomas
say when it
Duarte,
comes
right?
down to this specific camp. Anything else you want to talk about is cool.
You're also in camp with a guy who's just now coming back. Was an A-level prospect, 17-0, Milton
Oh,
Santiago.
Milton. Yeah, I started working with Milton today actually. I knew the kid since he was in the end, like he was really young. You know what I mean? I knew his dad really well, and a lot of his fellow peers that hung around Milton, and it's a good blessing to have this opportunity to work with Milton because I know that his dad would have been proud of it. You know what I mean? So we'll see the progress. He fights on December 10th at 2300 Arena.
Yeah, I look forward to that, man. All right, my man Philly. People have packed thinking. They think just because everybody else thinks one way, they have to do the same. Don't have their own brain. Everybody knew this man can't box. Deontay Wilder is not an elite boxer, but he can punch. And punches are punches. Punches are going to be successful in boxing. I don't
Yeah.
care like how you feel about skills or how you feel about awkward fighters. If you can punch, you got a chance.
Yeah. Well, everybody got a puncher's chance in boxing.
Yeah, especially big punchers have a very big chance. My man
Yeah.
Zachary Scott says Lomachenko was a product of the ESPN hype train and made excuses when he threw no punches for 7 rounds, but they still kept him on their pound for pound rankings. I'm not even going to act like that doesn't have validity when it does. Lomachenko made excuses too. Andy Ruiz, Wilder knocked out 40 Uber drivers. Y'all gassing him too. Wilder is an Olympic medalist and a world champion. And 40 Uber drivers, they're professional fighters, bro. I don't know if you ever, for
I'm not entertaining
amateur
that.
or professional, but I tell you this, man. I've put on that body vest. That shit is real. That power is real.
I'm not entertaining that because it's. I'm just not.
All right, my man, pound for pound, Bud versus Porter. Who y'all got?
Yo,
Shit.
you know what's wild? I was just having this conversation with somebody in the gym. I think it was Reg, Ron, and my man Smurf. Um, I think if it goes the distance, I'm gonna give it to Crawford. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. Um, I think Porter is going to try to bully Crawford and try to really rough him up. And I got Crawford making some decent adjustments. And, if he's not going to end up stopping him, he's definitely going to go the distance. But I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. Like a lot of people saying he's going to stop him in 4, stop him in 5. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be that easy.
You gonna crack up at this?
That's my guy right there, man. What's up,
Shouts
bro?
out to Wood, man. Coach Woody, man. Came out hard, Paul.
Yeah, they always roasting me in that gym, bro. I'm always getting paused all kind of ways, bro.
My man Palamon Hurtado. Oh, yo, bro. I hope I pronounced that right. Rob, if you can help me out, I don't want to butcher my man's name. But he says Jose Ramirez has an excellent strength and conditioning coach. Shows how much strength and conditioning matters. Who's his
It
strength and
does,
conditioning?
bro. Yo, listen, it get downplayed. It get downplayed heavy. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why it does, because a lot of coaches had great success doing their own thing for many, many years. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in order for you to go over a certain hump, you gotta change some sort of something. And sometimes you may not have all the answers. A lot of coaches got these ego problems where they're afraid to admit that they don't know it all or they don't have the right answer. And it's not about challenging them in a battle of, all right, talk to me about this or talk to me about that when it comes to fitness, because it can go back and forth with their knowledge in boxing and your knowledge in strength and conditioning. But it does get downplayed, and it shouldn't, because it's so important to know what your body is going through, how to recover, what you're taking in, what you know, even on the physics side, why you can't generate so much power if you don't turn that hip in. You know what I mean? Some coaches can teach that, but they don't understand it because there's no physical breakdown on why that's not possible. You know what I mean? You can hit hard from a smothering shot, but can you get the full potential out of it? No. You know what I mean? But in reality, it does get downplayed a lot, and it shouldn't, because it's such an important part of the job, especially at high levels.
All right, my man Will, not cardio. It was nervous and anxious energy. That mindset that his opponents have to be perfect for 12 rounds, and he only 2 seconds was tipped on his head after Fury 2. Um, my man says Wilder don't listen to coaches. I'm inclined to agree. Wilder was 215, knocking out dudes out 30 pounds over as well. Yeah. Rob, we are slammed we got about 40 unread.
Just go right through it, bro. Any
All right, let's
questions,
go.
I'll take whatever.
All right. Apparently, Coach Wade might be Wilder's new strength and conditioning coach.
Yo, if that's a good move. That's a good move. Larry Wade is a good coach, bro. He knows his shit. He's been around. Um, I don't know. I know that he was in in college as I think he was a runner, and I don't quite know whether it was cross country or three. I don't know exactly what he was doing, but he does help out Porter. It's ridiculous how much he helps him, and he helps Caleb Plant also. You know what I'm saying? So just look at those two alone
Mm.
and see their performances, especially Porter. Porter always coming in shape, bro. You know what I mean? But also too, like, they have a great financial background where they can build a whole facility with all these state of the art type of tools. So if he does pick him up, I think it would make a very, very major difference.
Mm. All right, I'm gonna say this right. I'm noticing some people in the comments talking about Wilder was buck broken and any kind of racial shit. You're gonna be timed out or banned. This is about boxing. We all brothers here. Not for none of that dumb shit. I think this is your people's, my man Eduardo.
Oh, look at Khalid. What's up, bro? That's my guy.
Was it good, Eduardo? All right, my man Perfect Lemming. It's American versus British, not black versus white. You damn right, bro.
Yeah, all that racial shit. That shit is that
Oh,
shit's
all right. My man B Rap Boxing asks, do you work with my man No Love?
No, I don't. I don't. Um, I know his family pretty well. Um, but well, we were we were on, like, just recognize each other by face. But I know No Love as Ribbit. I've known him since he was a kid as Ribbit when he was younger. So when I seen him again, I always call him Ribbit, and a lot of people don't. But no, I don't work with him. I think he works with somebody else in Philly. I don't know if it's Yard Out Fitness. I don't know who
Yeah,
exactly
I
what it
think he
is, but
might
I
work
saw
with
I
I think he
saw a
might
couple of
work
his
with
stuff. He nice with it, huh?
I think he might work with Yard Out, right? What's his name?
Yeah,
Ron
yeah, but yo, he
Ron
do some nice shit. I
Yeah.
see a lot of his stuff. He does some nice stuff.
I mean, my man Palomar says Boots Canelo, Jose Ramirez, Devin Plant Porter, Spence having strength and conditioning coaches shows how much they matter. Yeah. Everybody you name got the goods. Try to find another comment for you. There we go. My man Perfect Lemon, Malik Scott comes across. Well, he got a good future in training. I agree.
Yeah, he definitely do.
All right, this is a question for you, Rob. Fantasy fight: Julian Jackson versus Tommy Hearns. Mike McCullum versus all four kings. Ooh.
I don't know, man. That's tough. I like Julian Jackson. I'm gonna go with. I might go with Hearns. I might go with Hearns. I might go with Hearns, bro.
All right, what about Mike McCollum versus the four kings?
They're both good Jones, bro. McCullum.
Over all of them? Damn. Damn. All right, my man Malter Witty. I like how you did that. Question: Would Fury beat Usyk?
No. Yeah. He would. He would. He definitely would.
All right, my man B Red Boxing, real pugilist talking. I'll definitely be back. I didn't see you at Bosey's, but great job with boots. Oh my God, this is getting casual. Typical YouTube boxing talk. Stop using race to make yourself feel better. You must be a Philly dude, B Red. Yeah,
Depending when he came in, because I'm always in that joint.
yeah, but you always be in the far corner where
Yeah,
nobody
we
can
call
see
it the
you.
block.
Yeah,
Actually, Ron called it the block.
yeah. My man, the 16 Black Mechas. This is a good school for pugilists and handsmiths. There's real boxing on this channel, man. Find you another question, Rob, before we get out of here. Damn, bros. Yeah, yo, man. I'm dying in these comments. I can only imagine what dudes with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers do. AJ, love your channel, YSM. Bro, love the support, man. I do this for y'all. B Rat Boxing, yup. Porter hits the heavy bag in a hyperbaric chamber. Mm.
Yeah, bro. He's in decent shape. That's what I'm saying. Bro, I'm gonna give credit to Larry Wade, bro. That man know what he doing. You know what I mean? But I tell you what, though, I would like I would like to one day go up against him as far as like fighter for fighter. That'd be nice.
All right, yo, we gonna go on 10 minutes longer, and that's it. My man Rob, appreciate him being here, but don't want to keep him here too long. All right, Fury is the best of this generation, but there are some great fights out for Wilder. AJ, White, Joyce, all great fights for Wilder. Take my money for the fights. Yeah, I would like to see those fights.
Yeah.
I would like to see those
Wilder will
fights.
bounce back, bro.
White versus Otto Wallin. Ugh. I say Otto Wallin. Who you got, Rob?
I don't know. I don't know much about Otto. Which one's older?
Otto Wallin's the one that messed up Fury's eye, gave him a real bad cut. Close fight.
Yeah, I don't remember. I can't recall. I probably know about face. I'm terrible with names. You can ask. You can ask. Look, her right there. Look, listen.
Oh,
She knows them names in and out. Like if I have no idea who a person is, I'm definitely reaching. I always talk to her and be like, "Yo, who's this person?" She be like, "Oh yeah, that's such and such." Blah, 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 blah. She gives me a whole Wikipedia type shit on it.
yeah.
That
Her
shit's
boy
hilarious.
Smith
Yeah,
too.
she knows. I'm terrible with names, bro. I'm good with a face, but I'm terrible with names. What she say though?
It's sparring the best way to get conditioned for a fight.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's part of it. It's realistic type of. You putting yourself in realistic. Type of position there. You know what I mean? You got to go out there and you perform, but it's not just about sparring though. You got to put your road work in. You got to do your conditioning on the bag and a lot of other stuff. It's not just sparring. Sparring helps tremendously, and that's how you would get in shape. That's how the weight would come off. But you want to add other stuff to it because if you don't perform well in sparring, the first thing your coach is going to say, "You've been running," and you're going to be like, "No." You know what I mean?
My man Lucky Lopez, Wilder does not have the boxer's instinct to carry his career through the top ranks, hence why he ran from the best in the ranks. His best chance against Fury was the first fight, and everyone knows it. So, bro, he was a heavyweight champ for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
He
you could
beat
skip him.
he beat somebody to be heavyweight champ. Come on, y'all. Get a man his props. He lost this fight, but get a man his props. Here you go. UK has got the best heavyweights in the ranks, and everybody knows it. And why does Alexander Usyk have 3 belts? Just saying. Uh, my man B Red Boxing again. You should put out some basic instructional strengthening conditioning videos on YouTube or for sale or for download or something. If you do, definitely share the link.
Yeah, I'll consider it. In all honesty, bro, it's just hard to find the time to put stuff like that together and then get somebody to come out and then you gotta film it, then you gotta edit it, then you gotta put it out. I ain't got time for that shit, man. If someone can help me, then all right.
My man Juji, what's your opinion on Yoka? It means Tony Yoka. I don't know if you ever seen. I think what is Tony Yoka? Is he a bronze or silver medalist out of France? Like 6'6", 6'7", athletic. I like Tony Yoka, man. I think Tony Yoka can fight.
Mm.
You ain't seen him yet?
No.
I think we might have caught up.
You
No,
caught
we
up?
didn't. No, we didn't. Damn. Okay, got one. I'll give you a fantasy fight. I Akabuchi.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mike
yeah, yeah.
Tyson.
Or Mike Tyson? A
Yeah.
prime Mike Tyson? I'm gonna go with Tyson. Ike was a problem though, man. He could have been the next Mike Tyson. But that rape charge that got him out of there.
Oh man, Lucky Lopez, who's the best cruiserweight in the states? Um, I'm gonna say a guy that you probably haven't heard of yet. I'm gonna be a homer. I'm gonna say my man Moose and Kaysen.
Huh?
Moose and Kaysen. UK US people like money, so they just gonna move up to the to the heavyweight division and get
Yeah,
paid.
facts, bro.
All right, my man AJ said can't wait for Boots fight. The streets need a body,
Yeah,
and
man.
that's
It ain't
Mister
gonna
Catch a
last
Body.
long, bro. It ain't gonna last long. That kid is special.
My man Big Fist says Fury ain't the best if Wilder can beat him twice. Uh, nah. Fury won twice. One draw. I mean, you could say that they should have waved off the fight in the first, but Fury won twice. Hey. Lawrence Okoli versus any cruiserweight in the U.S. I got Moose and beating Lawrence Okoli. My man Mazuma TV, UK full of bombs. Oh, come on, Mark.
Yeah, hit it. Here's
Come
where
on, Mark.
here's where it all starts getting interesting when it comes
Yeah.
down to the comment. This is when it gets like country to country, like we playing soccer or some shit.
I said heavyweight division hasn't been good in the U.S. lately because any of the big athletes likely to go to other sports, more money most of the time. Philly, you're 100% right. Rob, there's a direct correlation between the rise in NFL and NBA salaries to the decline of the heavyweight division. Why get punched in the head when you can make 100 million dunking a basketball? I'm just saying.
Yo, you know what's wild, bro? I think Wilder was a Ralph Lauren model at first, and then turned pro. Oh, started boxing late, like in his 20s, and
Yeah, I
then
think it was like 20.
look at the fuck he turned into.
Yep.
No, you
Wilder
gotta be
went,
crazy. To
Wilder went to the Olympics in the space of 2 years and won bronze. Who have achieved that much in boxing in a short space? Nobody. My man Mark says Mike showed us more than Ike. I agree. The 16 Black Megas, what do you think about Rough and Rowdy and Tough Man? I'm not sure who they are. Yeah, I'm not sure, bro.
I thought you were talking about wrestling.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm
That's
not.
some WWE type of question.
All right, my man Mark Mazuma, probably Andrew Tabiti. Yeah, Andrew Tabiti. He's a good fighter. Feel ashamed that you don't know Tony Yoka. And Tony Yoka isn't big. Not yet. He's still a prospect, so a lot of people aren't going to know him. James Tony said it himself. Them UK dudes ain't like that. I can only name two or three of them that's real. My man Farrell Robinson Wilder delivered beer. He did deliver beer for like Budweiser. Wilder Hall of Fame, whether people like it or not, and we are all caught up, Rob. Oh my gosh. Thank
What?
you. We're all caught up on comments.
Oh, we are.
Yes.
All right, good shit.
Sheesh. Hey, Rob, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem.
you dropped a lot of knowledge. Hey, everybody in the comments, thank you, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Anybody else
Don't
got
forget,
any questions, anything like that before I go?
yeah, I think somebody got one more. Fight competitions. Oh, tough man fight competitions. What was the name of the fight competitions?
He said rowdy, rough, and tough man.
Rough and Rowdy and Tough Man. I never watched those, bro. I never
Sound
watched
like a
those.
street fight.
Here you go. I got a question for you, my man Jay. Said, what round is Boots going to take out Thomason?
Let's just say it ain't gonna last long, bro. Just have your food and beverage and everything just on standby, bro, and don't use the bathroom. Try to hold it in. That boy different, man. He different. He different. He's special.
Oh, man, the 16, Rough and Rowdy. My man AJ, you need to do more lives, bro. Yeah, man, I need to do more lives, man. I'm trying to talk my man Rob into doing a podcast with my man Greg Hackett. That's what we
Yo,
need. The streets need that, man.
Greg, that's my boy, man. I love that dude. Greg is so knowledgeable in the sport, man. You could really sit there and talk to him for hours.
Oh, we first let me get to this comment. My man Jay says Boots is gonna knock Thomas out in the third. I can see that. I
Yo,
can
it's
see that.
possible. You know what though, bro? I give credit to Thomas, and I'm gonna tell you why. He was originally was supposed to fight him, and of course he had the replacement, right? Because of the uh the spread of the COVID. And then he fought Lipinets. He saw what he did to these dudes and still said, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So I give incredible high respect to Team Delorme, um, for even taking it after even watching him perform the way that he does. And even though he hasn't shown the world really much yet, it's that was for Delorme to still move forward and still want a shot at him. That speaks highly of him, and I respect him even more. But it just shows where a fighter is. Like, that's a fighter.
My man says, Big Fist, can time be manipulated? If not, why they do Wilder like that again? Oh, you're talking about the timekeepers or the count. I mean, I think it was a slow count, yeah, but Wilder
Yeah, but
wasn't in
here's
the
the thing
neutral
though.
corner.
So what happens
And
is
that's
when the
part of the
ref
rules.
when someone get hit and they fall, right? The person who does the count is the guy in the outside of the ring, and
Hmm.
he does a count. So he'll stand up and he'll start doing this, and then the ref looks for that one specific person and then picks up the count, which is why a lot of times you see a ref get start a count from it's hardly ever from one. It'd be like 3, 4, 5. Like it's already going into that. So it's like that little time gap, you know. I mean, the one time it was really manipulated is when Tyson fought Buster Douglas.
Yeah, that was a slow count, bro.
That was a
Oh
slow
my
count.
God,
And he was down for at least 13 seconds. That motherfucker was
that was a
gone.
slow count. My man is 16. Thank you, brothers. Great knowledge. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, no problem,
Yo,
bro.
don't forget to hit that subscribe button, y'all. A lot of good content, a lot of good interviews with Rob, Bozy Ennis, Greg Hackett, Jaron Ennis, Rasheem Jefferson, Sr. and Jr., uh, Otifo Burlington. Patrice says, Ennis' style is just amazing to watch. Such a display of skills. Can't wait to see him kill it more in the future. Yeah, man. Kid's a fucking
Yeah,
animal.
Patrice. Listen, man, he's definitely something worth watching. I ain't gonna lie to you. In 5, 10 years from now, the people that was had the opportunity to watch him train in action can have something to remember, you know, watch greatness as it goes. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't just go for him though. You gotta watch guys like Bo train, then you see, Poole doing this thing too. And you see guys like Greg Hackett, training these guys like that gym has hundreds of years of experience with so much knowledge, man. And then you got so many trainers right now that are in reaching decent levels of coaching, and they're learning from so many people, bro, where back then coaches just learned from their coach and their coach learned from their coach. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good foundation to be in that gym and learn from so many great people. You know what I mean? I learn from everybody, bro. There's no ego in that shit. Like if I see something and the person, has some decent techniques, I'm like, yo, I like that. You know what I mean? And then you implement it. And then that even goes far as this conditioning, bro. Like, I don't got all the answers, but I look at certain things and I'm like, damn, I like that. I wonder if I can do it with this, and this, and that. Then I start doing that shit to myself. Once I start doing it on my own, then I'll be like, oh, I like the way I felt on this one. And then go from there. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But it's good to continue to learn from so many people, bro. I learn from every coach in that gym. Everybody. I don't care who it is. Like I ain't afraid to admit it. I learn from everybody, and I can admit when certain techniques that I perform may be a little wrong or maybe off or whatever, and I get people's opinion on it. Fuck it, it's gonna make me better.
Let me not forget my man Mark Rosa, who's in the comments. He's like, you have your old heads, then you have your guys that's next, and then you have like I'm talking about like the the young trainer that's just getting his feet wet was really talented. My man Mark Rosa, yo.
That's Lando's son, right?
Yeah, Lando's
Yeah,
son.
yeah, yeah. Yo, what's up, Mark?
My man Juji, thanks to you, man. Appreciate you for stopping by, man. I like Tony Yoka, Juji. I think Tony Yoka could give a lot of people problems. Rob and Greg and Smurf would make an epic podcast. I agree, man. I agree.
Yo, it's crazy because right, I'm not as hype as Smurf and Greg. Like, though Greg and Smurf are probably the most passionate guys of the sport that I've seen in person. How they can get so emotional and so angry and so happy about a sport, and just to listen to them talk. So I think I will be more entertained by their comics and everything else rather than just speaking on it. Like I like the more analytical type shit. Like I like breaking stuff down because of this and that. Like I'm so fond by the human mind and the body of how it all works. Where I'm talking all this to Greg and Greg will look at me, he'd be like, yeah, 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 but I still check his chin though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like little funny shit like that that I would just love to be around that type of world. I enjoy going there, man. Smurf is another one, man. Don't start talking bad about Crawford, man. He
Oh
get
man,
angry,
that's his dude.
his shirt come off and everything.
And shouts out to Mrs. Sylvain for being here the whole time. Appreciate you. She's going to be a judge soon, right?
Who are you talking about?
From the gym, Woody's wife.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Wood wife,
Yeah,
Shanna. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. She's doing.
She's going to be a judge. I mean, shout
She's
out to her. She's going to be judging
process,
fights
bro.
soon.
And yo,
And I
listen,
and I tell you this, she
she
knows.
trains with us. Like she physically look. Listen, bro. That couple, I give them a lot of props, bro. Like when you see a team when it's like husband and wife, sometimes you get to see a person, and then you're like, you have some sort of ups and downs or some kind of head bumps involved. Them two are so similar, and they just it's really like they go hand in hand. It's funny because she still spar, but she spars him a lot. So when them two be rumbling, yo, man, I've done seen her bite this dude
Yeah.
and him take it like, yeah, she bit me. Like he's saying calm as shit. He never angry. He barely get angry. And it's funny because he be like, man, she bit me. Yeah, that's what she do. That's what we do. So it's just funny as shit. One is Ike Turner, the other one Joe Jackson. It's weird.
Yo, and shouts out to her because there's a lot of trainers. I'm sorry, there's a lot of judges that don't know boxing,
Yo,
and
she's
a lot
pretty
of
good at got a good
yeah,
eye.
with messed up scores, and people have this like people have this notion that women trainers don't, or women judges don't know boxing. Nah, man,
Yeah.
she knows her boxing, man.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
knows
yeah.
her
She
boxing.
she she got a great eye for shit. A really nice eye for like man, listen, there was times when me and Wood would be in the corner and and right after the fight is over, me and Wood look at each other. You think he got it? I said, I think he do. You think he got it? He's like, I don't know, it's close. And then she come out of nowhere and she be like, no, he ain't do enough because of XYZ. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like she knows her shit. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see the growth in the person and then become so much more educated just by the atmosphere they're around. You know what I mean? Experience is the greatest teacher.
All right, so the 16 most of the great trainers have passed away. So y'all are sharing priceless jewels. Peace, brothers, man. Peace to you, bro. And a lot has passed, but we still got some good ones, man.
There's a lot of good coaches in the city, bro. There's a lot. There's a lot.
My man Jason, oh, they gave Thomas a couple of extra coins after seeing the Lipinus fights and still signed up for that massacre? Yeah, probably. He gonna get his ass whipped.
You
It's
know, it's
just
crazy. Like I said, man, I still give him his props, bro. I most certainly do. I still give him his props all the way. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of heart to get in there.
I mean, Big Fish, 14 seconds, bro. Mike was, yeah, man. He was, that was the longest count ever. My man Jay says, Rob, Pig facts. If the people never seen Pretty Boy come up, they getting to witness a legend in the making. Yeah, that kid is special, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like you really get, but it's not just that, man. Like you get to see a lot of knowledge from even the coaches, man. And they can really sit there. There's no coach in that gym that you can't pick their brain about something. That's what I love about it. You can go to any coach in there, bro, and say, yo, listen, what's your intake on this? And you're always going to walk out of there with some sort of knowledge that now gained from just talking to everybody. It's awesome, man.
My man Mark said, what's good, Rob?
You're
AJ loves your great interviews, bro. I appreciate you, man. But a lot of that has to do with the guys I'm interviewing. Like these guys really know boxing, and I'm blessed to be in such a rich boxing city. You can be age 87. You never stop learning until you die. Real shit.
Yo, that's facts, bro.
Mr. Bozy in crazy shape. Yeah, man. That dude is
Yo,
fucking
he's
incredible.
like normally people don't know how old he really is, and I'm not gonna mention anything, but that man is in crazy. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. It was 2014, right? It was Boots was in the amateurs, and we all went to Puerto Rico for a fight. And I think Bo's in his 50s at this point. I've seen that dude box like fucking 20, 30 rounds, bro. And he not breathing hard at all. Like I've seen it with my own eyes. Like I've seen him box 20, 30 rounds, and he not even sucking wind. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy to witness that, and to be like, damn. Then you start thinking like, damn, I hope when I'm 50, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But it's he never stopped, and that's my point that I was talking about earlier. The momentum of his didn't stop. Like even if you
Mm.
talk to Bo and you say, what happens? Have you ever taken a break from the sport or whatever? He'll tell you. He'll tell you straight up. He'll be like, no, if I take a break too long, I don't feel right. Like I get sick.
Yeah.
That's a withdrawal. That's a crazy form of withdrawal. Think about that shit, man.
He said he get headaches.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really get into like he do this shit for real, which is why I'm trying to tell everyone like it's not just what you see. Like for Rob, Pooh, and Boots, bro, like they whole family are born for this. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. It's amazing to see that shit and to even be a part of even in the general environment as someone and some group like that. It's fucking great. Can't be
Yeah.
mad.
I'm gonna get a couple more questions in, and
Yeah,
then
bro. Good.
we're gonna
Listen,
bounce out. This is for you,
about 10
Rob.
minutes. Did you say she bit a
She said
dude?
you always
Still
still
talking
talk
about
about boxing.
boxing? Yeah, but you know what though? It was her husband, so it's cool. It's cool. She
Mhm.
could do that.
All right, Big Fish. You think White can take Tyson Fury? Hell no. Come on, he'll beat the
Yeah,
stuff.
nah.
He'll beat the stuff out of Dillian White. Why don't Fury get pound for pound respect? Does it have anything to do with him being white? Nah, it has something to do with they don't really put
Man.
heavyweights on pound for pound. They just never really done that. This for you, Rob.
Yo, that's my man right there. Look, he can witness all my pauses, bro. Between him, Wood, Shanna, Ron, bro, tell him to shut up. Shut up, Johnny. And I
Mm.
wear a size, you already know what was going on, so hook it up.
Salute to the entire dungeon, fighters and staff.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Was it strength and conditioning or the level of adversity Fury presented never allowed Wilder to relax his nerves?
Presented, never allowed. Um, no, bro. It wasn't even strength and condition at that point. It's just he knows what he's doing.
Mm.
He's real relaxed in there, and he was cool. He was chill. He knew how to absorb the energy. He fought a very brilliant fight against a very heavy puncher. So I don't think it had nothing to do with strength and conditioning. You know what I mean? If it did, he wouldn't come in 277. I'll tell you that shit.
All right, my man AJ Philly got the best trainers and fighters. Facts.
Yes,
Facts.
sir.
Absolute facts. My man Mark Mazuma, I get depressed when I ain't at the gym or working out. I know what Bo talking about. Yeah, man. Y'all lifers, man. Lifers. Want to thank everybody for
Yeah,
stopping by.
it's wild, bro.
Want to thank everybody for stopping by. Thanks to my guest, Rob Acosta. That's my man, my guy,
Yo,
most
thanks for everybody, man. Thank you
most
for all
underrated
the comments.
strength and
I
conditioning
know I'm gonna
coach.
get probably chewed out at the gym or past a pause probably, but I know I'm gonna get all kinds of wreck shit at the gym tomorrow. But much love. Listen, if y'all ever want to reach out to me, just hit me up on the gram, ask me questions, whatever. I'm more than approachable to always educate somebody on stuff. I can't give you my secrets. I can't do none of that stuff. And I will never talk about current camps with any of the fighters. And I won't say ever, and this is a must, I will never discuss any sparring that goes on in that gym. What happens in that gym stays in that gym. But if you want to talk about something else, you want to talk about how I got started, who I worked with, who I tried to work with, and kind of they shut me down, then
Hey Rob, do me a favor, touch on that story before we go. Go
what's
ahead.
that?
Um,
Oh, like who turned
how
it
you got
down?
started and some of the people that didn't work with you, and then we out.
So prior to opening up the gym that we're at now, um, originally, originally I was gonna open up a barbershop. I used to own a barbershop when I was like 23. So, it's real easy to go back into a flow of of a trade that's really easy to pick up and move forward. So I've been cutting for like 17 years. So I wanted to do a shop, but then I got so many calls, so many people hit me up. Yo, Rob, man, I got a fight coming up. Can you work with me? And I'm like, bro, I'm not doing this no more, man. Like I'm chilling. So I worked with this one fighter. His name was Matt Rizzo, and I got him ready for Ultimate Fighter 24. I believe it was a show, and that was my first fighter that I had a full camp with. But he was MMA. So then after the show, came back and we had a one fight deal with Bellator, and we fought in Madison Square Garden on pay per view. And I was also his stand up coach, so I was working with him. So then I started like, damn, I kind of missed this shit again. I'm gonna jump right back into it. So getting back into it, started finding the flow. Got into a really really bad car accident and messed my hands up, so I couldn't really do much anymore. So right when I think it was months, about several months before I opened Philly Boxing up. Um, I remember reaching out to a fellow barber who cut at DSG,
Mm.
and I talked to him and I said, "Yo, listen, bro, is Angel there?" And he was like, "Yeah, he here and he in the back. Why? What's up?" And I was like, "I want to go talk to him, see if Danny needs some help because I heard his strength coach is no longer around. So I want to see if I can get that opportunity." So he goes like, "Oh yeah, come by." So I go in there. Now it's cold as shit outside, and I'm outside waiting, and I'm waiting for Angel to come out. So Angel come out, and I'm talking to Angel. Now, mind you, it's funny because when I fought back in like 2007, 2006, 2007, Danny Mom made my boxing trunks for the Golden Gloves. She used to stitch Gabe Rosado, Hank, Henry Lundy. She did everybody's trunks. So she made my trunks for the gloves. And one of the guys on the comments here, Ron Benson, she did like 2, 3 of his trunks. You know what I mean? She was nice with it. So the fact that he didn't remember my face was kind of odd, but whatever. So we just talking, and I'm reminding him like, yeah, I used to work with such and such. I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call you to see what you can do with Danny for an hour. And I was like, I'm not even gonna need an hour. I got it, right? And he said, all right, take my number down, call me on Monday. He never answered the phone. He never answered the phone. He it's like he disappeared. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna keep it moving then. The gym opened up. We had some decent success. And I think 7 months later, right after one of Boots' birthdays, Bo, Boots, L decided to come visit the gym. And Boots was looking for a home gym. So they were training and everything. And I closed the door. And just, I got high respects for Bo, high respects for Boots and everybody in that family. So they were like, Boots looked at his dad. He said, this is where I want to be. And that's what happened. So they came there. They started working. And, I kind of fell into the position to work with Boots. And had a really good blessing opportunity. And I'm very grateful for it ever since. But it's crazy that it was turned down by Danny, who needed it, to somebody who was running their own system and kind of didn't need it, to now it becoming beneficial. So it's really odd how that shit turned out. And it's like, it's a story that I'm always will bring up. And it's an amazing story.
Okay. Yo,
To expose Danny
it's
X. Nah, I
funny
can't.
how
Nah, that shit too personal, bro. You can't talk about none of that stuff. That's more face to face type shit.
it's funny how life happens. Like, one door closes, the other door opens. And I feel like
Yeah,
a lot of fighters need you, and I feel like a lot of fighters need strength and conditioning. So if you're a fighter,
yeah.
professional, and you're interested in Rob Acosta, you can hit up. Tell them where to find you on Instagram and Facebook, Rob.
Yeah. You can reach out to me at I am Alchemy on Instagram. I am Alchemy 101. You can reach out to the gym page, Philly Boxing 101. If you're trying to get trained by some of the coaches that are in there, everybody has their own rates. You got a lot of coaches that are available. You got Cuddy that's available. You got Pooh that's available. You got Greg. You got Coach Wood, and also founder of Parabellum Boxing. You got a lot of guys who are available for good training opportunities and knowledge. So if anybody wants to come in and join the gym, it's there. It's just during camp time, respect the restrictions. You know what I mean? Treat it like it's your home. Or if you want to reach out to me, you want me to work with you, you want me to get you in shape. I don't work with amateurs. I don't work with 4 rounds or 6 round guys. I do more 8, 10, 12. It's more of a detail camp, more involvement, and it's easy to move forward from there.
Okay, I'll put the links to social media in the description. Rob, thank you for everything, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for
Yeah, no,
everybody in the
everybody
comments.
stay blessed,
Be
man.
blessed,
Stay
bro.
up.
All right, man. Be safe.
All right, y'all.
SM Sports Media, we out.